What is up, guys? This is Eleanor Serving One here, bringing you guys another awesome deck profile, and this is one of my favorite deck profiles of all time. Like my odd eyes, it's my Raidraptor deck profile, and this actually the first deck I actually picked when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh again during the RTV era after going a while, and this is one of my favorites of all time. Now, it might going to get hit a little bit during the Link era, but still it's going to be a really good viable deck, as well as like in this format, except from monster like Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos that can basically clash with this monster, there's almost no way you can take out this guy in the format unless you have a like you can break that 2-card combo that Raidraptor had. But this deck is amazing. But without further ado, I'll just show you why I so much love this deck. So starting off with the monster count, we do run the Foolish Burial of the deck, which is Tribute Lanius. We run the Mimicry Lanius, which is the Searcher of the deck. We run Vanishing Lanius, which is the Swarmer of the deck. And we run one Fuzzy Lanius, which is another Swarmer of the deck and a Stratus to himself. Now Tribute Lanius, like I said, you can send to the graveyard any Raidraptor a card from your deck, and it can also destroy a monster by battle. It can basically get a quick Rankup spell. Quick Rankup spell, not any Rankup spell, so keep noting that. Then Mimicry Lanius, just when it's sent to the graveyard, is the turn it was sent, not any turn, so keep in mind that as well. You can basically banish it and add a Raidraptor card from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect once per turn, of course. Fuzzy Lanius, you can basically normal summon this. Then when this card is normal special summon, you can special summon another level 4 lower Raidraptor monster. So it's once per turn with its effect, so it's basically 1, 2, 3. But what's really good about this card is like you don't have to yet use it right away when you summon it. So if you're afraid your opponent have something like a hand trap, you can just basically just stay on this or something like that. Which I don't know why you'll do that, but it is an option because it's not triggering its own effect by him. Like when it's summoned, you can trigger that. Then Fuzzy Lanius, because again, like I said, it's a Stratus to himself, and if you control a Raidraptor monster, you can basically special summon it. But if you're using any of its effect of being a Stratus when it's sent to the graveyard or the special summon, you cannot summon any monster except Raidraptor monsters, which is kind of bad. But you need all those 4 at 3 because they are your core 4. But yeah, this effect maybe sounds bad to you once again, but it is never come up that I'm almost summoning any monster than Raidraptor monsters, so it's not that bad in the deck. But those are your core level 4s. So yeah, that's for them. And then for our other 3-offs, first off, I run 3 Pain Lanius, because it is another combo enabler, being able to just basically special summon itself from the hand if I control another Raidraptor monster and just take damage equal to its attack or defense, whatever is lower, and becoming a level like that. It's really amazing, so this card is a really good combo. Then triple Last Strix, sorry. This card is the most amazing card in my opinion in the deck. It's the card you want to see in your hand or field as soon as possible if you have a Rankup spell, which can rank 2 higher. Now this card, what it does is basically you can special summon it during the battle phase when your Raidraptor monster attack or being attacked, and you're getting a life point equal to the number of spells on the field or in your graveyard that you have, as well, like double 100, sorry. And it's also have the effect to just basically send itself to the graveyard, special summon a Raidraptor Xyz monster from your extra deck in defense position, but its effects are negated, and also return to the extra deck during the end phase, and your opponent take no battle damage until the end of the turn. So it's a really good card to go to your 2-card combo to bring out this guy, which is basically using him. So you use this guy, use a Rankups 2 on him, and bring out this. So this is a really good and known combo for Raidraptors, and it's really good cards that can basically enable you that. So 3 copies of him because it's really important. And then lastly, we run 1 Singing because it's basically searchable, so we don't need more than 1, and it's just good when you have control on the Xyz monster. And 1 Tribute because it's basically can recycle for me by tributing a Raidraptor monster or a rank up spell, but if I use this effect I cannot use any Xyz summoning except with a rank up magic. So it could lock you, but most of the time it just help you to continue combos. Most of the time I even tribute him when it's summoned, so yeah, those two are really important. And that's it for monsters. 20 monster countdown, I think it's really okay. But now we'll move on to spells. So first off, for Raidraptor spells that you can search, 2 Call, as well as 2 Nest. Now, 2 Call is a really underrated card in my opinion. Now, a lot of people don't like this card. You can cut it down to 1 or just cut it completely if you don't like it. But I really like it because it does help me swarm the field. If I open up with a bad hand, I cannot do anything. Like, I don't know, like 2 Fuzzy Lanius or whatever, and no other monsters. So it does help you sometimes, as well as in the future. I think it will become very important during the Link era to just basically swarm your field to just bring a Link monster. But this card is really good in my opinion, very underrated. I wish it has an effect in the graveyard, unfortunately it don't. Then Nest is your continuous spell that every single turn can basically add a card from your deck to your hand if you control 2 Raidraptor monsters, and or from your graveyard to your hand as well. So if you have all your searchers, like Exceed Searcher, which are 4 Strix in the graveyard, which we'll get to that in a bit, you can basically add 1 to the extra deck to just reuse it again. So it's a really good card. And you want 2 of him because it could get popped or banished in this format. So I really like this card. I like it at 2 for that reason alone. And that's it for that. Now for our other searcher card, or you could say draw power card, because they're all dark, Frill of Darkness. And now for our most spiciness, the Rankup spells. Now first off, I run the best Rankup spell in the deck, which is triple Skip Force, because Skip Force is your, you could say, rank up 2 to a Raidraptor monster, just basically an Astral Force, which is dedicated for Raidraptors, as well as have another effect in the graveyard, which I don't almost use. I'm not almost using it. So, it's really good, but you're almost not using it. But it's just a dedicated rank up for Raidraptors, so it's really good. You want to run it instead of Astral, because it dedicates to your deck and you have its effect if you need it. And then, speaking of Astral Force, I also run one of it because I sometimes want to see this card in my hand. Like, you have another copy to just basically have 2 Rankups. I don't feel I need more than 1 because you can recycle it and it's really okay. I don't want to like do 6 of these because I can't break with those, so I do recommend just to run the 4 like that. And for our other rank up spells, I run 2 Soul Shade Force because it's a revival from the graveyard by paying half life points. Target a Raidraptor monster in the graveyard and just go 2 rank higher. Doesn't have to be a Raidraptor monster, just to let you know. The one that you rank 2 higher. So let's just say you have a rank 6 Raidraptor monster, you can go to number 38 right away. So it's really good. I don't run number 38 because I don't have it, or I just don't like it in here because I don't have the space, because I want to add as most Raidraptor monster and make it pure in the extra deck as possible. But you can run just other Xyz in the extra deck because of this card, so it's really good. And then for ranking 1 rank ups, I run 1 Revolution Force because this card can be used during your own turn to just basically rank 1 higher during even the battle phase, so it's really good because it's a quick spell. And its other effect is just basically, if you use it during your opponent's turn, you can basically steal our Xyz monsters that they have with no Xyz material. So let's just say they have a Castell, use its effect to basically spin your big boss monster. You can take the Castell and make it your own rank 5. So it's really good. And then lastly, I also run 1 copy of Phantom Knight of Lunch because all my monsters in the main deck, in the extra deck, almost all of them are dark. And like they're rank 5s and whatever, and it's really helped to just basically have a card that basically not give you just 1 Xyz materials but 2 Xyz materials. So I really like this card. It's also opening up a real special Xyz monsters that I like to go into and can save my butthole all the time. So I do like this card at 1. And that's it for the rank up spells. And that is also for the spells. Now we'll move on to traps. First off, for a searchable trap, I run 1 readiness because you don't need more than 1. It could save you. You could search it if you're in a tight situation, so I don't feel like running more than 1. And it's have 2 effects. 1 to just basically negate, like your Raidraptor monster cannot be destroyed by battle, sorry. And if it's in the graveyard and you have a Raidraptor monster in the graveyard, you can basically take no damage this turn. So it's really good card. It just can be 2 protections in 1 card, essentially. And then 2 Gust, because it negates any spell and trap as long as you control a Raidraptor monster, which is really easy. can save your ass from Raigeki, Dark Hole, whatever. And then 2 Icarus attack, because this card is a really good surprise to your opponent. Just basically set it and then trying to set their play, destroying your Raidraptor monster. They're thinking like you're pretty much going to solo them, then they're not soloing and they're trying to destroy a Raidraptor monster. You can basically pop 2 cards essentially on their field by destroying the Raidraptor monster and going on ready to be destroyed. So let's just say you're playing against Masterpiece and you have like 2 spells and traps and you have only 1 Raidraptor monster. It could be bad for you, but you can pop its Dragonic Diagram in another spell, for example. And because you don't have anything more in the field, you don't really mind to do that because its effect will not activate. So it could be bad, but it just can be used offensively. So I really like this card. You can use it to pop cards that you don't like on your field. So yeah, that's it for my main deck. Now we'll move on to the side. Now side is really kind of standard in my opinion, like almost like any of my builds. So first off, 2 Kaijus. I run the Dark Kaiju Radiant because it's a dark deck, so it's really help, and it's if it's dead I can just basically allure it. 2 DD Crow, which in the future when we have the Avalurlos Xyz monster, which I don't remember her name, it will be searchable, which is busted. Then that's it for our hand traps. Now we'll move on to the spells. 2 Mace, because I like it, because sometimes I kind of stuck in a weird situations that I need a boost to my Raidraptor monster, and can also make the battle damage 0 if it's attack, and then I can search a rank up spell, so it's really good. I don't like it main deck, I really like it side if I'm getting stuck. And then 2 Cosmic Cyclone, which can be any other removal you want. I just don't like Twin Twisters, and I don't have sorry, not Cosmic Cyclone, it's Galaxy Cyclone. I don't have Cosmic Cyclone, so I want to run this too, because it's just basically, in my opinion, the other best option, because it can destroy up to 2 cards, so it's pretty okay. Then 2 Forbidden Chalice, because Forbidden Chalice, 1 Solemn Strike, 1 Solemn Warning, and I think this card is really underrated in this format, is 2 free Chaos Trap Hole, because it's all the boss monsters today are basically light and dark, except maybe Trident. So yeah, that's it for my side deck. Now extra deck, extra deck real quick. First off, unfortunately I have to proxy, but this card is way too high priced. I'm hoping that it will get printed again in Light Revenge. 3 copies of Force Tricks, because this card is just basically amazing. You can basically special summon it. It's a generic rank 4, which once per turn you can detach 1 Xyz material from it, and add to your hand 1 level 4 Winged Beast Dark type monster from your deck to your hand. So essentially you can summon 3 of this and get 3 search. So this is a really good card in the deck. Then 1 Raidraptor Burner Falcon for your Avo rank 4 for Raidraptor. This card is also a really good card. Being able to just become a 4000 if your life point is lower than your opponent by 3000. And it's also can, if it's attacked, detach the 2 materials and pop 2 monsters. So it's really good. It can attack directly when you do that. So it's really nice. And then for our rank 5s, first off, Blaze Falcon, because it's a really good card, in my opinion, underrated. It can burn your opponent for death and can attack directly. And then the new edition, which is Stranger Falcon. This card is really good. The only problem with him is you need an Xyz monster as an Xyz material, but he can become a Volcasaurus, and he can still attack, so it's really nice. And when it's sent to the graveyard, I can target 1 Raidraptor monster into a graveyard, usually 4 Strix, special summon it, and attach this as an Xyz material, so it's really nice. And then for our 6s, I run double Revolution Falcon. In the future, when we get the air raid, I drop this down to 1 and put the air raid instead. And then 2 Satellite Counter Falcon, but it's really important to go to your final boss monster, which is basically, for now at least, until we get the rank 12, which is 2 Ultimate Falcon, because this card is amazing. This card is also amazing because when it's summoned, you can just pop all the back row, as well as just, it has an effect during evil player's turn to detach a material, not once per turn as well. You can basically detach it, basically make it all the Raidraptor monster, the monster you target lose 800 attack for each Raidraptor monster in the graveyard. So it's really good to get over annoying monsters. And Ultimate Falcon, because it's untargeted by anything and can burn your opponent for 1000 points of damage if they don't control any monster during each end phase, as well as just making your opponent monster small by 1000 if they control monsters. So that's it for your Raidraptor Xyz. Now for your other Xyz. First off, we do run the 1 Dark Rebellion and the 1 Dark Requiem. I do like this engine because I think like Dark Rebellion, etc., give Raidraptor a little bit of a boost. And Dark Requiem, just I can rank it up, and it's a really good card. And then lastly, 177 cents, because I can use Ultimate Falcon to rank it up into this, and it's a really good card essentially, and you all know what it does. So yeah, that's it for my Raidraptor deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. I know that it's a little bit more longer than usual, but I really like this deck and I kind of want to explain to you. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry, I don't know why I can talk. So yeah, I see you guys in the next one, and have a good day. See ya.